Welcome to the first Sound in Church podcast. I don't know how this is going to go, but it should be fun.
It's going to be fun.
I'm Josh. This is Stuart. And here in the center, we have El Jefe, Jonathan Gardner.
Jonathan.
Hey, you remember that time that we were at FBC Washington, and we were checking the wireless mics? Josh was over on the drum kit. I was over on the grand piano. You were at front of house, and we did like a little impromptu podcast. And we said we should do this for real.
Well, here we are.
I don't remember what we talked about. Josh and I were talking about it ahead of time. Do you have any idea what we were not talking about anything audio related?
I don't think so.
But
it was probably something absurd like barbecue or coffee or.
I think it had something to do with barbecue.
Something. Yeah, I think it was.
So here we are.
Yeah.
But we're not going to talk about barbecue.
We're not going to talk about barbecue.
Although we are having a cookout next Monday.
Hey,
are you coming?
I just got a new smoker for my birthday.
Bro.
So maybe it's the time to test that thing out.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. I mean, I don't really know the protocol. Like, do I stop working during a podcast and just podcast?
It depends on the podcast.
Yeah, I think so.
But this podcast is a continuance of day to day.
Right.
Good.
I
feel good about that.
We want people to see what it's really like.
Right.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Well,
here in a minute, it's just going to be me and Stuart talking to each other, and Jonathan's going to be checked out, like working on something.
Basically, we're going to just talk about what's happening around here, which seems like a lot of things happening around here. And so let's just provide a little clarity as to what is the subscription services that Sound in Church is providing.
Yeah, what are they? Because like
you subscribe to them.
Right.
That's the model.
Yeah.
I get a lot of people look at me funny when I say it, and then they're like, oh, once I explain it, they're like, oh, that's awesome. Like that makes a lot of sense.
So what is the Sound in Church tech subscription service?
So if you're a church and
beef
you
stew.
need a beef stew, and you need a sound guy, a lighting guy, video guy, whatever, you can subscribe either a one-off thing. So let's say you just need a sound guy for one Sunday. It's X amount of dollars. If you need a guy for 2 Sundays, it's a different price. If you need a guy for a month, it's a different price. If you need a guy indefinitely, which is what we're going to talk about, because Josh is at one church indefinitely. I'm at another one where they've said, listen, we just need a sound guy.
Yeah.
Like we need a sound guy all the time. And so that's basically the subscription service.
Yeah. soundinchurch.com, because we do need the internet /packages.
Well, Josh will have this on the screen or something.
I will. I'll put it up on the screen, and we'll have
Give
a
us a
link in
link.
the description of
Yeah.
the video below.
Yeah, because we can do all that.
Oh, I've never
We
done
can-
that. Can I do that?
we
It's
can do
gonna
all
be. It's gonna be. I don't know which camera to look at.
This one right
You're
here.
gonna have to practice.
It's gonna be in the description below,
where he's pointing, hopefully.
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Perfect.
we're just wanting to give the church an opportunity to not stress out about what's going to happen on Sunday. Who's going to be back there? Are we going to have Leroy? Is Bobby going to be back there? Is Beef Stew going to be behind the board?
Mm-hmm.
We know if Beef Stew's behind the board, it's going to be good.
It's gonna be beefy.
It's going to be rich and big.
It's going to be nice.
So yeah, well, we're just looking for places to plug in, and be an extension of the tech team, and provide a place that, people can go and hone their chops, right? Stay active, and keep doing worship with our friends, right?
I like it.
Yeah, I
man.
had a friend of mine come to me and say, and I had mixed at his church a lot, and he was like, "Listen, we need a sound guy. Like our sound guy that we currently have is getting really busy and he can't do it." And I'm like, "Bro, you just need to get on our subscription." And he was like, "Well, tell me more about it." And he's very familiar with Sound in Church, but he's like, "Tell me more about it." And I explained it to him. He's like, "So you're telling me," because this guy is the main worship leader and he has to manage the band and all that stuff. And he goes, "You're telling me that once I sign up for the subscription, I don't have to schedule a sound guy anymore? Like you'll just take it off my hands and it's not going to be that expensive?" In fact, us trying to pay for a sound guy on our own is literally the same price as your subscription package because we're signing up for the indefinite program.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you literally don't have to think about it anymore. Like all you got to do is schedule the band and you just know that we're going to have a sound guy there every Sunday. And
Yeah.
it's just taken care of. And he's like, oh my gosh, more churches need to do this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I saw a need whenever we were doing these optimization packages, which a brief history is like the whole reason that Sound in Church began was to do training and consulting. That's why it has it in the name on the logo.
except not on this.
Not on those. Those are new, but that's still the heart is training and consulting. And so we're basically just coming back around full circle at a time when support is very important in the church. And I think just being available to work with people and show them that, like, hey, we're here. We do this stuff. It doesn't have to be stressful. Let us carry the burden, help the load a bit. So I love it. I love that we get to be in all different types of churches, non-denominational churches, Baptist churches. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's great. And to, call back to what you were saying earlier, like about, Billy Bob and Leroy and all the people who have a great heart for serving in their church. We could have, in my mind, kind of two purposes. And we really do have this set up as well, kind of built into this subscription service, because it's not just bringing in techs, right? We have other aspects of the service. So is the goal of this service to just hire the gunslinger, or do we train the townspeople to take care of things?
Yeah.
How do we handle that?
It's very Doc Holliday of you.
Well, I'm feeling Western these days, and you can tell by my clothes.
Well, you do embody that quite well.
Right.
I like that question. Do we hire the gunslinger or train the townspeople?
Right.
I mean, I have a thought. What do you think, Stuart?
I want to hear your thought first.
Sweet. So we're the gunslinger, right? You want to hire us because we know how to load the weapon. We know how to source the ammunition. We know how to focus downrange, clear the sights, and breathing. Got to have steady, calm breathing when you're shooting.
You got to be chill.
Right?
I mean, if you're behind the soundboard or if you're behind, a rifle, you got to be calm.
You got to know how to breathe, right? So we're wanting to hit the target so that the townspeople see the targets fall. When the targets fall, you've hit the mark. And it's like the first man who ran the mile in under 7 minutes. I forget his name. We'll have to fact check that and maybe insert.
Let me look that up.
Well, yeah, there'll be a graphic.
We'll come up to his name
There'll
here.
be a graphic right here.
This man was the first man to run a mile in 7 minutes. And as soon as he did, everybody else came in behind him and started crashing his record. If he wasn't the gunslinger, Robert Gilbert Bannister.
He's from England.
Yes.
In 1929, March 23rd. We're coming up on the anniversary of that.
wow.
That's awesome.
It's pretty incredible.
Bannister. What an English name.
Bannister.
I like it. But yeah, so he kind of set the pace. He's the one that knocked down the target first. And I feel like if we're knocking down targets as a embodiment of the church ministry, like we're doing our ministry and partnering with, like, we're allies. And so when your ally comes over and starts fighting on your battlefield for you, it builds up a sense of hope and that there's like an ability to win. You go from being an underdog to like feeling like you got a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And so the townspeople need to rise up. We'll clear the path. We'll show you, we'll knock down the bodies if we need to, but we're going to put it in a situation where the townspeople can then have the ownership.
That's awesome.
That's my thoughts.